I am Daniel Madison, welcome back, thanks for being here. I really do appreciate you choosing to spend some time with me when maybe you've got better things to do. In today's video, I want to talk a little bit about deceptive marketing, deceptive advertising, how we are constantly forced to believe that we need things in our lives and want things in our lives that are quite meaningless, that we don't actually need. Now, I'm a man of simple pleasures. I don't really own too many things. I do appreciate a good coat, a good pair of shades. That's just to give me a little bit of self-confidence because I got a funny shaped head, a funny shaped face. Each to their own, but I don't own too many things. And the reason I'm saying this is because I believe that I've made myself somewhat impenetrable to advertisements and marketing, and that's because I've worked in it, and I've worked in a position where I have had to, that was difficult to say, where I have had to force people to like something and force people to believe that they want something. So I do feel like I'm qualified to talk about this a little bit in the way that I'm going to talk about it. Now, these videos I'm making, they're changing quite dramatically and drastically in the right direction, and that's simply through going through it and having the experience of being able to look back and fix what I did wrong as I was learning on the job. So the Madison deck reviews that I've been doing, I've decided to completely change the way that they work. So the next episode will look very different to episode 9. And is that completely unrelated to what I'm talking about right now? Maybe it's back on track. Now, one thing that got me thinking a lot about this, a lot about the idea of deceptive marketing and deceptive advertising, is playing cards themselves. I sell playing cards. I sold playing cards for the past 15 years maybe, and almost every single time, at least before 2018, there was some kind of strategy involved that created a sense of desirability that wouldn't have necessarily existed before you saw the playing cards. Now, we can go back in time and look at all of my playing cards, and you can see a pattern of these crazy advertisements. And it started with Pete McKinnon and I trying to sell the Madison Rounders. Now, I think they sold so well based on a brand that I had already created, and we just helped perpetuate, is that the right word? We helped push it in that direction with this incredible trailer that no one had ever seen the likes of before, where I smashed up a hotel room and you barely even saw the playing cards in that. And when we figured out that that formula worked, it created a sense of desirability about that playing card, about that deck of playing cards. We continued that for a little bit. Again, with the Kings playing cards, we robbed the bank, went out to the desert, set this van on fire, and it exploded to get rid of the evidence. The video, when you watch it from start to finish, doesn't really make too much sense, but I guess that's the art of it. It doesn't have to. More importantly, you don't even see the playing cards in that video that we were selling, which indirectly created, or should I say intentionally created, a desirability around the Kings playing cards. All of a sudden everybody wanted them. But one thing that I figured out over the years is, and especially today, and this is why I wanted to talk about it, especially in 2018, a good deck of playing cards does not need advertising and marketing. They don't need campaigns to make you need and want them. A good deck of playing cards will rely on itself without the advertising. A good deck of playing cards will sell the way that it should, the way that it deserves to. So I started thinking, when you see huge campaigns around playing cards and the sales of not just playing cards, around any other products, I start thinking now that could this product or could this deck of playing cards sell on its own? Is the person trying to sell this afraid that the design, the deck of playing cards, isn't good enough, that they need to build this huge campaign around it to push it to sell, to create a fake sense of desirability so that you watching feel like, oh my god, all of a sudden I need that in my life? I started thinking that, and I think I might be right. Because a good deck of playing cards, for me, when I see a good deck of playing cards, I instantly make my mind up. I either want it or I do not want it. Some of the worst playing cards out there, I believe, are the best. Some of the best playing cards out there that everybody goes crazy over and goes mad over, are actually not that good. So maybe people are falling for the campaign rather than the design itself. Now, when you think about advertising and marketing in general, they are deceptive practices. They are deceptive. They really are. Like, if I want to buy, it's like some guy turns up at my house, knocks on my door, tries to sell me better broadband. To me, his company is terrible, his company is failing. If you have to knock on my door to sell me something, then it means it's no good. A good product will sell without trailer. A good product will sell through word of mouth. A good product will sell to a good person. To the right person, should I say. And I wish it was true for everybody else. I wish it was. I wish people could make their own minds up. And that's one of the reasons that marketing and advertising campaigns do so well, because they attack or they aim for vulnerable people, insecure people who can't make their own minds up. Steve Jobs said, people don't know what they want until we show it to them. And that's quite sad, to think that humanity is like that, to think that most people are like that they can't make their own minds up. I hate a strong word. I do not like fashion. I will do my best to avoid fashion. If something becomes a fashion, I will walk away from it. I think it was Oscar Wilde who said, fashion is so ugly that it has to change the way that it looks every 2 weeks. How true. And marketing and advertising, marketeers, is it, or advertisers, they target those people who are into the fashion, who are into the trends, who want something to represent them in a way that represents everybody else, so that they fit in like shit, because they're not unique enough, or they're too afraid to be themselves and make their own decisions. They don't want to be held responsible for their own decision making. They won't buy a deck of playing cards because other people aren't using it, for example. I've seen that trend, like Fontaine playing cards. People buy them mindlessly without even looking at the design. But I understand the different side of that. The Fontaine playing cards, they stand for something, they represent something incredible, to the point where the design doesn't make a difference anymore. And that's not a marketing trick. So that's the other thing that I wanted to lead into. That is not a marketing trick, and it's not a campaign. That being said, the people who try and sell things like this, they'll look at that, they'll see the Fontaine playing cards and how well they sell, and they'll try and recreate that in a fake way to make their playing cards sell. And it's a really sad thing to do. The true test of a deck of playing cards is to design it and don't market it, just get it out there and let the public decide, let the people decide whether it's a good deck of playing cards or not. That would be interesting. In fact, that's something that I did try to do with the Madness playing cards. I didn't make a trailer because I wanted them to just be a deck of playing cards without the desirability, without the false, without the fakeness. I was trying to get all that over my head, off my back. And I think it worked because people liked them, because they stood for something without me forcing it. They stood for what I was going through and what I was doing and what I'm still going through and doing. What I moved on from. They stood for something without me having to try and fake it, without me having to try and replicate it in a way that would make you want to buy it without knowing why you want to buy it. I'm trying to be careful with what I say because I don't want to upset companies or people, but that's just one of the things I'm thinking a lot about playing cards at the minute. The false advertisements, the marketing, the false sense of desirability in the long run is really damaging. I mean, I'm experiencing how damaging it is, not personally for my products. I guess when you get to the point of why I wanted to make this video and why I want to start talking more about things like this is, I know that I've got an audience watching, and you make my day every single day. I spend not all my time, I spend as much time as I can in the comment section, making connections with people and talking to the real people, talking to you guys watching this right now, and getting to know you personally. And I feel that sense of responsibility that businesses corporations, people trying to create false senses of desirability for campaigns to make you buy something that you don't need or want. I feel quite angry about that now, and I feel a responsibility to let you know, or try to encourage you to make yourself and keep yourself aware that this happens. Don't buy a deck of playing cards just because there was a fun campaign around it that made you feel like you wanted it. Take a look at a deck of playing cards. Look at it realistically. Look at it for what it is. Will I appreciate this myself in my hands with no one else around in this empty room if no one's there to see it? Yes, I will. That's how I think, and if the answer to that's no, then I won't use it. I won't buy a deck of playing cards because somebody else will be impressed with it. I'll buy a deck of playing cards that works for me. I will never buy in to a false sense of desirability. And 2018, my man, I promise you this, I will never create a false sense of desirability, especially with something that I'm madly passionate about, playing cards. Because shame on me if I do that. Shame on me. Haha, you talk too much. I know I do. And I think it's important for me to get it on film, to put it on film, to share it with people who might get something from this. It's a way of getting it from here into a digital format for other people to appreciate, or to give other people something to think about. Maybe I'll connect with somebody. Maybe this will connect with somebody and it'll have them thinking, and it'll change their mind about something for the best reasons, with the best intentions. Maybe it'll just distract somebody for 10 minutes of their day, whatever they're doing. It gives me something to do. You know, I think this is the direction. I think this is good for everybody. It's good for me, it's good for people watching. If it's not good for you, stop watching. Watch somebody else. I am Daniel Madison. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. If you enjoy this content, and I'm not just saying this to try and be one of those swear words on YouTube, but tell me, like, I'm listening. I'm trying to give you what you want to hear. At the same time, my integrity as an artist, as a creator, is of the most importance to me. So if we can find a balance between my creative output as an artist, if I can find something within that creativity that will help you, that we can both enjoy, that I can enjoy creating, that you can enjoy watching, tell me. I'm right there in the comments section waiting. I am Daniel Madison. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next time.